We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Yuin people, and pay our respects to the elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and hopes of Indigenous Australia. We recognise and celebrate Indigenous heritage in our four houses: Baringa, the light; Monterey, the people; Bubbera, the mountains; and Gadu, the waters.
Thank you, Jenna. Ewan will now lead us in prayer.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Let us be the light of Christ, learning to value God's gifts, inspiring hope and serving others. Let us be the light of Christ, shining in the dark, illuminating what is hidden. Let us be the light of Christ, seeking the lost and bringing them home. Let us be the light of Christ, sowing seeds on fertile soil, finding treasure in our experience. We are the light of the world. Let us be the light of Christ. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Ewan. Please stand for the national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and well-fought soil. Our home is good by sea, our land abounds with nations, gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strength and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you. I now invite Mr. Wells. I now invite Mr. Wells to come forward.
Good morning, parents, staff, Year 11 and of course Year 12 students. No prizes for guessing where I'll begin. 2020 has been a very difficult year, certainly, but keep a sense of perspective. Your study has been disrupted and for sure there has been some disappointing loss with aspects of your finishing. And we teachers feel this as keenly as you and your parents. But in a year where there have been something like 900,000 plus deaths and more locally homes and livelihoods destroyed by fire, we are still the very lucky ones. And no schoolies is a good thing anyway. Or let me qualify, no appalling drunken balcony collapsing Gold Coast schoolies is a good thing anyway. To parents, let me say again that it hurts for we staff as well, that you are not with us and that you are missing the traditional events. Maybe something after the HSC exams, hopefully. The navigation of all of this has been very difficult. The only consolation, and it's the big one, is that you should be very proud of your sons and daughters as they graduate. Thank you for all your support of the college over the years, and if your kids are a small fraction of the people that I'm sure that they are, there should be some big time love and gratitude coming your way as they finish. And Mr. Lipsham just reminded me that there are many families, or at least a couple of families here, who are finishing up this year after having kids here forever. So Eliza, when was the first Esplin at Lumen, do you think?
Could it be around 2008?
So
there's been Esplins here as long as there's been Lumen, just about. A very good way to finish, Eliza. It's not just enough to say to Year 12 that the year has been hard and get on with it. Rather be assured that you have the support of the adults who care for you and the understanding of the community. Some of this, for example, comes through with government support of various kinds, and in some cases variations to tertiary entrance requirements at some institutions. We're all in this together. Please don't feel that you're being set adrift. We're all part of your circumstances and share them with you. In the coming months and into next year, we here at school are with you. Let us know if you need a hand. Strive to do your very best rather than dwell upon what you can't do. There's no point in that. I said to you when you returned from lockdown in the early part of term 2 that I feared that I would have to begin this speech with hello rather than with goodbye, and something like this has eventuated. Hello and goodbye with appropriate social distancing via streaming or Zoom, perhaps. The asterisk next to 2020 will be an historic reality. But amidst all this, I hope and pray that this has made you stronger and more resilient, perhaps honed your gratitude a little more sharply. These are qualities that you will need as you continue in a time more economically and socially unstable than it has been for a decade or two. But as I have said, the community is gathered round you, just at 1.5 metres. It's been disappointing not to have had the full range of events, the carnivals, the assemblies and so on. So much of this has been forced into hiatus. But thank you to Lucy and Ewan for being college captains, and to the house captains, Julia, Ella, Eliza, Little Lippo, Isis, which is very hard to say, Oscar, Luke and Joseph the Pommy. And throw into this some great leadership in the Indigenous portfolio by the often blazerless Jenna Leggett. A particularly fine list. Perhaps given the circumstances we can cut a deal. You can all repeat Year 12 and retain your positions. 76 Year 11s just rolled their eyes. Of course, they can't wait for you to leave so they can move into the senior study, get their jerseys and move into your lockers. And in that, they remind me a great deal of you. I'd like to pay particular tribute to Paris Martin. This year's been harder on her than most, but there's a will of iron there and no excuses. Amidst all of this, I reckon, most of you have been great. I haven't heard too many woe is me stories about the HSC, and I've seen many of you work really hard amidst great distraction. It has been, for example, my very great pleasure to read some of the amazing extension work of Little Palacios and Lucy, and stumble into the dim twilight of the drama room and be enthralled by some of the HSC monologues in rehearsal. Mrs. Hibbert tells me that Jasmine, Annalise, Lucy, Julia, Ella and the all singing, dancing, on-stage nominated Georgia Bryan are the greatest drama class in the history of the world. Maybe, but a special bunch of young people certainly. Teachers' kids have survived, I hope, without too many scars. Well done, Bonnie, Chloe Walsh and Charlotte. I empathise with your predicament, and I know that this can be a very tough gig. But even teachers are people too, I suppose. Your year has made me smile on occasion. For example, when the jerseys arrived, they were problematic from the beginning. Almost no one believes me that a great kid's surname is Hoare and the initials of another are ASS. Clearly the critics have never met Ashton, otherwise they might understand. Sorry Ashton, you've done well, but you can understand that the sledge is irresistible. I still reckon that the best jersey this year was Kiana, spear chucker. There must have been madness too for you this year, I imagine, with your carnivals being cancelled. Are you Lumen's best ever sports person? Probably. And wonderfully humble as well, and one of the great kids to go through the place, absolutely, certainly. Eliza's driving stories are always interesting, and just the sight of OK Kennedy and Scarlett, or Charlie and Layla coming my way, always heralded a good laugh, or an exchange that was always heartfelt and genuine. Beautiful souls. I will miss you four certainly, although I am a bit annoyed that I've never heard Scarlett sing until yesterday. I enjoyed chatting with Maddie about why her parents just had to go and have a Year 9 brother. I understand and I feel your pain. Hopefully you can move away soon. Best wishes to Connor and Marcus, well done. There's always mixed emotions with identical twins. At my age, it's almost a relief when they leave and end my confusion. But fine young men individually for sure. Well done, Marcus, on your award yesterday. I'm also a bit relieved as well that I won't have to check every decision I make with Ebony, who's been my self-appointed mentor and harshest critic for the last 2 or 3 years. Pink blankets are apparently now official uniform, and I need to get over myself, whatever that means. I assume, thank goodness, that this is a metaphor rather than a contortion. Georgie Marks and Hannah Shove were also knocked backwards and telling me how the place should run. They too often had their own interpretation of things at times. The opposite to Ebony are the very, very, very quiet kids. Bianca, Ellen, Jessie, Jahara, Susanna and Lauren perhaps. I've actually never heard you speak, but we've had some really good conversations, if a little one-sided. But your teachers say very good things. I think Eva, who was really, really smart, decided at some point in Year 9 that I wasn't worth speaking to. Fair enough, perhaps. Half of Year 11 are following your example, and one of them is my own child. There will now be a gaping hole in Lumen functions, when of course we're allowed to have Lumen functions. Surely something needs to be named after Luca Zeno. So often has he made things special. Maybe a music standy thing or something, Luca. We'll spare no expense. But seriously, thank you. And I can't begin going right back to Year 7 to list the events that we rolled out Luca for. Not just because he was so obliging, but obviously because he was so good. And right up there and bringing us all so much pleasure was Emma Piccioni. Thank you as well. I know the skateboard accident thing was a uniform con. As soon as we had dress-ups, magically the boot disappeared. Hallelujah. Service also brings to mind Mr. Science, Connor Lear, with surf club drones and scouts and so on. Well done to you. While I'm naming stuff, I'll get a memorial plaque for the Ebony Ashcroft and the Ella Cooper Lounge in the back corner of the senior study. I'll make sure that it has a phone charger, Wi-Fi cushions and Ebony's blanket. In every year there are characters, he says, in inverted commas. What to say about the handball boys? Is there a professional league, perhaps? Why did you wait so long to go? Ewan splitting his pants every fortnight was amusing, particularly when there are only Year 7 PE pants that he had to fit into. And I suppose that handball always gave me a more reliable attendance check on Blake and Kynan and Christian and Jonty and Lockie and Trey, for whom I believe every highway patrol in the valley is currently looking. Well, they will be after yesterday afternoon. Then class rolls. Anyway, boys, you made it. And it is a dream of mine that Kynan one day will have an occupation that requires a tie or a very, very early morning start, and preferably both. Clayton will miss you, Mr. Clayton will miss you, Lockie. Well done to Lukadara and Kamish on not playing handball and doing some work. Two good blokes. I've heard rumours, to which you should never listen, that they would go well on The Bachelorette. Whatever that is. And speaking of characters, McGurdy should get his own chapter. But suffice to say, Liam, well done. And Rocket Man was another very good jersey. Liam puts me in mind that this is Oscar's year, and my thoughts are with him today as well. Hence the Vader gear. He would understand. Liam wrote a few lines for Oscar for me this morning, and I won't do them all. I think that I won't get through them all, but I'll just read you his last sentence. Overall, Oscar was the kind of person who would make your life better for just knowing him. And that's about as fitting a tribute as any one of us could ever have. Some of you are very lucky. You're lucky enough to have two harmonious adults, 2 cars, the white picket fence at home, and you've had every encouragement and everything laid on. Or something close to this, but I get that there are no perfect families. Some of you haven't had any of it, or only part of it, completely supported yourself, and or have struggled at times with illness, events beyond your control, or just with engagement. No names here, of course, but you know who you are. My congratulations on your finishing. You'll find that perseverance and guts will serve you very well in life. Often the very best of us are forged by hard times. Brianna was probably one of the most confused and confusing among you. Going, staying, going, staying, going, staying, going, staying. But when she decided to stay until the end, she pulled off a HSC of which she can be very proud. I know Mrs. Heffernan sings her praises loudly. Another of Mrs. Heffernan's favourites is Paddy Snellgrove. For starters, this would be along the lines of Patrick's contribution to saving Candelo during the fires. For that, I am also in your debt. Well done to our first ever interstate student, Georgia Box. What a year for the borders to close. I found some photos of Year 6 2014 during my extensive research. Many of you were very, very cute. Westy and Maddie Sims are probably the cutest. Kate Pascoe and Yana as well. And Ebony loved the camera even then. Lockie Hipperson was even smiling back in the day. And then there are the sleepers, the kids you don't hear much about, but who have the vibe. You know they're going somewhere and have it all under control. Perhaps Hannah Byrne, Jade, who I think is my wife's favourite, Chelsea, Chloe Buckmaster, Misha, Ambrosia, fall in here somewhere. Great young people who have gone quietly about doing their best. Lily gets the gig as the kid the staff would most like to adopt, except that she should play league rather than AFL. And just at the moment she could get a start in the Dragons' first grade men's team. I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of days. We wish we could have done more, but many staff have put in a big effort for you, and there's a little more to come. I suspect that you've heard this before, but Marianne Williamson is more eloquent than I am, and she gets it right. Check this out. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I see the light in you. Fulfill your destiny to make manifest the glory of God. That's a very big call. Your parents primarily, and we, your teachers, count you as fulfilling our destiny. You are our gift to the world. No pressure. I note in some of your magazine thingies that quite a few of you had chasing money as your ambition. Arguably a means to an end, but if it becomes the end, you'll find it very empty. I hope that Lumen has put before you the problems, among them inequality and prejudice in all its manifestations, violence, greed, hopelessness, meaningful reconciliation, degradation of the environment. The problems are easy to see, but you must look. No look, no change. More importantly, I hope that we have opened the door to the answers. Serve, love, commit, agitate, hope, inspire, believe. And that honours that for which you were made. An infinitely better world could be at hand if you have the courage to grasp it. And inspire others to go with you. Let your light shine. Be better than my generation. Be better than me, to whom I suspect history may not be very kind. As best you can, try to get life straight in your head. Where you need to go, what you want to be, what you need to do, and above all, who you really are, under all the meaningless insecurities of adolescence and popular culture. And strive, really strive. This is hard and you're young. It's easier to let events run their course and just roll with it. But you will have to live with a lot of what-if questions for a very long time. And one day you will also be answerable to your own children. There's no point in pessimism, only in purposeful, positive action. You'll find your way. But maybe I should be saying to you that your generation needs to change the way. To illustrate my point, a cartoon or something I saw recently had one circling alien say to another about Earth, "They've developed nuclear weapons, they must be intelligent." And the other alien says in reply, "Not really, they point them at each other." Don't quote me, but I suspect the cost of those weapons could end global poverty and/or species extinction. Jesus shows us the way, if you have the courage to follow. So this is it, the long goodbye. Thank you for the mark you have made here, the way that you have finished, your enormous courage in a difficult year. Thank you for allowing we teachers to touch the future. And I'm sure that you will continue to be the light of your parents' lives. Honour them as well as yourselves. I wish for you all one day to experience a parent's love for their child. Be the best that you can be. Shine your light. Don't settle for less. And that's a fitting life's work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. That was truly...
It was all
right. We will now have a performance from Emma Piccioni.
Don't panic, I'm not singing. So today I'm playing one of my HSC pieces. It's actually an Australian one, which is unusual because Australians don't really make very good music. Yeah, so it's called Megalania, which is an extinct lizard monster. And a young guy in Sydney wrote it. He's actually my saxophone tutor's best friend, which is kind of cool. So it's a bit out there, a little bit weird. So yeah, it's kind of like me. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Emma. I now invite Mr. Lin to come forward to announce the first Year 12 Learning Leaders and then Growth Mindset and Academic Awards. If Mr. Gillians and Mr. Giles would like to present.
Thank you very much, and fantastic job, Emma. As Miss Batista just said, she's never heard a sax sound like it did, and for a piece of music written by an Australian and performed by a fantastic individual, it was a beautiful experience, so thank you. Our Leading Learners for Year 12 are an award which is nominated from several of their teachers, reflects a commitment across a variety of subjects and also the ability to inspire and lead learning in their peers. So I'd like to congratulate the following students on obtaining a Year 12 Leading Learner Award. Lily Butler-Willard. Olivia Kennedy. Connor Lee. Annalise Petrowski. And Jasmine Scott. Congratulations to our leading learners. Our next set of awards are the Academic Excellence and Growth Mindset Awards. Brianna Armstrong has been awarded Academic Excellence in English Studies, a Growth Mindset in Mathematics Standard 1, and a Growth Mindset in Agriculture. From Bob 1, Trey Beasley. Growth Mindset Award for Work Studies. Lily Butler-Willard has achieved a growth mindset in Music 1, Standard English, Mathematics Advanced, Studies of Religion 1, and Chemistry. Hannah Byrne, a growth mindset in Business Studies. Sorry, Hannah, I'll turn the page. Also a growth mindset in Biology. Connor Kajuro, growth mindset in Photography, Video and Digital Imaging. Marcus Kajuro, Academic Excellence in Photography, video and digital imaging. Isis DeGans, growth mindset in visual arts. Eliza Esplin, academic excellence in studies of religion 1. Jade Flores, growth mindset in advanced English, geography, and studies of religion 1. Caitlin Hall, growth mindset in modern history. Jahara Kiamzon, academic excellence in Catholic studies. Ambrosia Cleaver, academic excellence in geography. Misha Corbin, growth mindset, PDHPE. Connor Lear, academic excellence in mathematics advanced, academic excellence in chemistry, academic excellence in science extension, and also a growth mindset in science extension. Jenna Leggett, growth mindset, mathematics standard 2. Lucy Little, academic excellence in drama, academic excellence in extension history, academic excellence in modern history. Congratulations. Madison Manning, academic excellence in agriculture. Charlie Maratheftis, growth mindset in extension English. Paris Martin, academic excellence in Music 1 and academic excellence in biology. Emma Palacios achieves academic excellence in visual arts, academic excellence in advanced English, academic excellence in extension English, academic excellence in extension English 2, growth mindset in extension English 2, academic excellence in ancient history, academic excellence in business studies. Congratulations. Kate Pascoe, growth mindset in legal studies. Emma Piccioni, growth mindset in music 2, growth mindset in extension music, and growth mindset in mathematics advanced. Annalise Petrowski, growth mindset in drama, growth mindset in ancient history, growth mindset, extension history, and Academic Excellence, Studies of Religion 2. Ewan Petrowski, Growth Mindset in Studies of Religion 2. Ashton Salisbury, Growth Mindset in English Studies, Academic Excellence in Work Studies, Academic Excellence in Industrial Technology Timber. Eva Scott, Growth Mindset in Advanced English and Growth Mindset in Mathematics Extension 1. Jasmine Scott, Growth Mindset, Standard English, Growth Mindset in Catholic Studies. Patrick Snellgrove, Growth Mindset, Industrial Technology Timber. Hamish Threadgate, Academic Excellence, Mathematics Standard 2, Growth Mindset, Studies of Religion 2. Lachlan Trickey, Academic Excellence, Mathematics Standard 1. Chloe Walsh, Growth Mindset, Mathematics Standard 2. Adam West, Growth Mindset in Physics. Joseph Williams, Academic Excellence, Mathematics Extension 1, Academic Excellence, Mathematics Extension 2, Growth Mindset, Mathematics Extension 2, Academic Excellence in Physics. Kiana Willie Blaine, Academic Excellence in Standard English, Academic Excellence in Legal Studies, Academic Excellence in PDHPE, and Growth Mindset in Biology. Luca Zeno, Academic Excellence in Music 2 and Academic Excellence in Extension Music. Congratulations to our Year 12 Subject Award winners.
Thank you, Mr. Lynn, Mr. Gillians, and Mr. Giles. Luca Zeno will now perform.
Hello everyone, I thought I'd give some context to this piece. It's a bit wacky. So this piece is called Noel. It's from the 20 Regards on the Baby Jesus from Olivier Messiaen. He was a French composer and is famous for his works like Quartet for the End of Time, which he wrote in a prisoner of war camp in World War II. And he wrote this piece during the liberation of France, in World War II. So it's a bit wacky. It's written, yes, they rang the bells for the church bells in Notre Dame, and that's where he gets his musical ideas from. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. Could I ask Mrs. Record forward for some special presentations?
running the keys.
That is an extremely hard act to follow, and how extraordinary. And I feel that we just need to actually acknowledge that by giving it another applause. It was incredible. What a privilege it has been to have Luca perform for us. We're very lucky. And speaking of all things performance, there is a group that I like to call my boys that haven't got to do much in the way of performance this year. So before I start to speak about them, I'm going to ask Luca Zeno, Ewan Petrowski, Luca Durra, Luke Mills and Joe Williams to actually come onto the stage and have a little bit of limelight that you didn't actually get during the year. So Luca, lead your boys up here. Luca is the choir captain. Come on, Joe, come on. Yes, come and stand up here, my boys. And I've asked Riley Otten to join us. Martin McGee, who would normally be up here with me doing the presentations, can't be with us because he's in class. And Riley is an ex-male choir, so he is going to present the awards for us. So excuse me while I just give them to him. So 2020 was to be the year of the male choir. It's our 10-year anniversary, and we had big plans for the July break. We were going to have a big reunion that was going to go for a couple of days, in which we were going to make a CD of male choir greatest hits. And when we couldn't do that, we thought we'll downsize it to just making Male Choir the movie. However, in the end, it turned out to be a weekly sing-along at which we just relaxed and had a bit of fun because there's nothing else to do. So, despite that, my boys here still have lived up to male choir tradition. And they are the embodiment of everything male choir. They are leaders in their own right, and they commit to making this world a better place through coming and experiencing the joy of music with each other and taking that out to others, which we did get to do at the beginning of the year when we sang Bridge Over Troubled Water with Father Parley. Maybe we jinxed it, but anyway. So boys, when we finally do get to have our male choir celebration, I expect to see every one of you there because you can still proudly call yourselves male choir, and it has been an honour to be associated with you during 2020. So, Luca Zeno, choir captain, would you step forward and please accept my virtual hug? Well done. Luca Durra. Well done. Luke Mills.
Luke Mills.
And Joe Williams. And you will see their photo very proudly in the male choir photo in the magazine, and so it's there officially. You boys were male choir. Yes. Thank you. Oh, and we've lost it again. The other set of awards that I'm fortunate to be able to present is for those people that have been members of the social justice advocates. And we've had a lot of members from this cohort over the years, but we're, like with the male choir, we give the recognition to those people that made it to the finish line. So I'm going to ask Charlotte Lipsham, Lucy Little and Georgia Box to come to the stage. And maybe I'll take that. So these girls, and I am actually going to, because I am reminded, I'm going to make special mention of Paris Martin because, as we all know, COVID has prevented people from doing lots of things. So I am going to make very special mention and thanks to Paris. Mick Brosnan has sent us some words that, because he can't physically be here to make the presentation. So he has sent this message. It is very exciting and so special observing young people grow and develop, not only physically, but especially in their personalities and thinking. Here we celebrate a wonderful cohort of students, each having grown magnificently to her respective potential and shared their thoughts so passionately with others. And in that I'm going to insert, many of you might not have actually seen Lucy's speech that she made last week before, to the whole school, as when we beamed it around like we're doing now. It was an extraordinary speech, and it moved many people throughout the school to further want to take action about the Uluru Statement of the Heart. But I go back to Mick's words. On behalf of the social justice advocates of the Sapphire Coast, it is an honour for me to thank each of you for your leadership and guidance within the Lumen SJAs over the recent years, and that should actually read LCCC SJAs. It has been a joy to listen and watch as you have engaged, challenged and helped yourselves and others, especially within the Lumen community. Justice, compassion and love are at the core of the SJA activities. Many people talk about the youth as leaders of the future. Charlotte, Lucy and Georgia, you have been and continue to be leaders in your school lives, and this is very significant. My hope is that you appreciate that you are leaders now, and that you continue to understand the impact that you have on others with your ability to share and help others to develop ideas, particularly in empathy. One thing is for certain, you exude the SJA philosophy of what can I do and how may I help. And I am also very conscious, as I said at the beginning, many people we're recognising with certificates those that kept turning up to the meetings and, as I say, did make it to the end. And so I'm also mindful that Eliza Esplin had also made some very significant contributions throughout her time serving on the SJAs. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all of the SJAs. Let us recognise the people that made it to the finish line and the great work that all of the SJAs do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Record. Could Mrs. Burke or Kai come forward, please?
I'd just like to start by thanking the SJAs for everything they've done with the Statement of the Heart. It's been absolutely wonderful. This is a present for someone. So Walawani Mujjalali, so that means, hey friends, how are you? Firstly, Jacinta is sorry that she could not make it at the assembly to address the blind snake Maginj Gari, which is Jenna's spirit name. She has written a message she would like me to read out. I would like to formally acknowledge and thank Jenna Leggett for her contribution to the Indigenous Department at Lermont. With her courage and curiosity and her strive for personal excellence, Jenna has proven herself to be an exemplary leader. Last year, Jenna enthusiastically took up the leadership role of Indigenous captain, having no knowledge of what 2020 would bring. Straight away, Jenna took the leadership role seriously. We had great plans for this year, many which did not come into fruition, but Jenna played an active and enthusiastic role and gave up her time to support and develop local culture within the college. Through the hardships that Jenna has faced both personally and with the chaos of 2020, Jenna has still prioritised attending cultural activities, assemblies and workshops when we have been able to run them. Jenna has always been a caring and nurturing leader who pitches in whenever needed. Through her commitment towards being part of and learning about our Aboriginal culture, she is a role model for all the younger students, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous. Jenna has a friendly and caring nature, but it is her sharp wit and unusual sense of humour that I'll miss the most, even in the face of hardship. Jenna has proven she is someone the younger students can relate and look up to. Thank you so much, Mugunj Gari. I am very sad to see you go. All the best for a successful future, and I look forward to your visits to the Indig department for years to come. Here's a small gift for you. So, Jenna, do you want to come up and present your... so much. Can't do hugs, COVID, or handshakes. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kai. We now have a tribute to Year 12 prepared by Mrs. Linton.
Until we finish, go down and watch it. Where is Mrs. Ling? Oh, thank you very much to Mrs. Ling. Thank you so much. Beautiful work. Year 11, I'm really conscious that you've got an exam. You leave when you feel that you need to leave, all right? I would suspect that this has another half an hour in it. All right? That's all right. Don't worry about causing offence. It is one of the great truisms that no Year 12 holds any Year 11 in any regard anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If Mr. Giles could join me just for a moment. We now begin the great and weighty tasks of making the end of year awards. And we'd like to begin with 3 Principals Awards. The first of these Principal Awards goes to a student whose academic performance, as you have seen, has been outstanding. And moreover, those very qualities that we always aspire to, shine your light, quiet perseverance, being a role model for others. We couldn't go past for the first Principals Award, Emma Palacios. The second Principals Award, I could almost do my speech again, but that would take apparently 38 minutes. The second Principals Award, again, goes to that student who perhaps beyond all of us has had a really tough year and has shown outstanding perseverance, qualities, in getting to where they are now. Paris Martin. And the final Principals Award is one of my personal favourites. With the greatest of respect, we often talk about how Year 12 is for everyone. It's not necessarily for the most academically gifted. There are lots of pathways. There are lots of different things that you can be doing. So to honour some quiet perseverance, to doing their very best, I'd like to recognise with the Principals Award, Brianna Armstrong. Thank you, Mr. Giles. Have a seat, ladies, please. I'd now like to call upon Mrs. Cook to present the David and Heather Waite Memorial Rotary Shield.
Okay, the Rotary Award honours a student who has made a genuine contribution to service in our community. Rotary strives to make the world a better place through practical efforts, and this award is named for David and Heather Waite. It inspires ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The recipient of this award has certainly done extraordinary things. They are a member of the Pambula Surf Lifesaving Club and has worked enthusiastically on the Same Wave disability program. They have also achieved local acclaim for their skills and experience in operating the Surf Lifesaving drone. In this role, the recipient instructed surf club members on drone operation and coordinated the use of the drone. They have also served our college in varying and numerous ways. In the 2019 performance of Greece, this student worked tirelessly behind the scenes, demonstrating great skill and experience in the area of sound and lighting design. The recipient of this award is a humble, generous and intelligent individual, and the 2020 Rotary Award goes to Cornelia.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook. Well done, Connor. Next, I would invite, please, Mr. Lipsham to present the 2020 Long Tan Award.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wells, and good morning, Year 12, Year 11 staff, and parents and families and carers. And looking through those photos, what a wonderful collection of memories, and that reminded me, and I'm sure as it reminded you guys, of the rather large group of faces and characters that aren't with us today, but have still been a wonderful part of that trip with you. So, best to you all. It's my very great pleasure this morning to announce the recipient of the Australian Defence Force Long Tan Award. So the Australian Defence Force Long Tan Youth Leadership and Teamwork Awards commenced in 2006 to foster the development of youth in terms of behaviour and attributes considered essential in Australia's future leaders. The awards are a means to formally recognise those students who have demonstrated leadership and teamwork within their school and the broader community, and who display strong personal ethical values such as doing one's best, respecting others and mateship, aspects considered essential to the ADF and Australian society. A strong, valued and devoted member of their pastoral class, they have gone above and beyond time after time, showing leadership for the many wonderful things that happen in this class, mentoring the younger members of the class, PC class community and fundraising activities, assisting the pastoral care teacher, and generally rising to any occasion as needed. They walk the talk. They're not afraid to take ideas or issues to staff and school management, and do so with well-reasoned and informed opinions in a respectful and gracious manner, with style and a smile. They are dependable, turn ideas into action, and have been an active member of significant school and community organisations. This year's recipient has been a dynamic house captain who has led their house with pride and enthusiasm, displaying commitment, teamwork in an energetic manner. She is thoughtful of others, yet gritty and tough. Traits inherited from mum, I'm sure, in keeping the men of the house in check. And I'm sure mum and dad and the lads are watching somewhere, and my best regards to all you. I've had a long association with this family, and I know that I can say something like that. She's well respected among her peers and an absolutely deserving recipient of this very significant award. And well done to Ali Esplin.
Sorry, all of that whispering is about some of these awards carry monetary prizes, as crass as that is. So I'm just telling the kids how to cash in. Next, I would like to ask Mrs. Heffernan, please, to present the 2020 STEM Award.
Okay. So the STEM Award for 2020, this is a new award given to a student who has excelled in the areas of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. The recipient of this award is well known for their infectious enthusiasm and passion for astronomy. They have achieved exceptional results in design and technology, where their major project explored the use of technology in remote settings to enhance recreational lifestyles. In 2019, this student travelled to the US to further develop their skills and experience at the NASA US Space Camp. This student is resilient, committed and focused. They are an invaluable member of the college and an avid Star Wars fan. The recipient of the 2020 STEM Award is Liam McGurdy.
Thank you, Mrs. Heffernan. Don't go away. I believe that you and Ms. Mockler are doing the Women in Business Award.
We're spending a lot of time now looking at what this change moment around the pandemic can mean from the point of view of gender. And when you first look at the pandemic, there are so many things for women to be concerned about. Women are disproportionately the ones on the front lines and in the caring roles that are most at risk.
And the jobs that have been mainly lost during this time are in sectors that disproportionately employ women. There are some possibilities that can come out of this time as we leverage some new strengths. This award recognises the new possibilities for gender in both business and STEM.
Gender equality makes a difference in economic prosperity. We would have a bigger global economy if we had a more gender equal workforce. And this award aims to promote this more equal world.
Linda and Tanya from Dodd and Dwyer Pharmacy are very proud to be women in science and women in business and wanted to reward a worthy female student who has achieved in this field.
They would also encourage all today's school leavers to achieve in whatever field they choose. There is always a job for those people who are willing to work and apply themselves.
It has been a very difficult year for all of you, and we applaud you for having survived your HSC as well as COVID. We hope you get to celebrate your achievements in this very significant milestone in your lives as well as you can. Congratulations, Hannah Byrne, on receiving the inaugural Women in STEM.
Congratulations. You get two.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe that?
Thank you.
You better wait here.
Yeah, we've got a bit more to go. Hannah is an outstanding choice.
Where are we up to? Throughout her HSC, Hannah has studied business studies, biology and chemistry, and her persistence and determination to meet the challenges faced in her studies is to be commended. Her quiet confidence sets Hannah well for future endeavours. Linda and Tanya would like to say congratulations to all of you, and they look forward to being able to present next year's award in person. So for the Year 11s that are here, this will continue. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Sorry, another whispered conversation about money. I'm sorry to say, probably the rest of these shields, there's no money at all. It's just glory from here on in. And the next award, please, is the Sporting Award, which is going to be presented by Mr. Thompson.
The 2020 Sporting Award takes into consideration all school-based sporting ventures, followed by students' participation at the Canberra Goulburn Dyson level across years 7 to 12. Higher representation like New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges and Australian all-school levels are also considered, along with their out-of-school sporting achievements. However, the main emphasis being school-based and school representative sport. When I Googled what is a true sports person, it said, a sports person is a player in a sport. It is someone who plays sport in a way that shows respect and fairness towards the opposing player or team. This year's awardee has certainly displayed these qualities in a variety of sporting environments. This year's recipient wasn't an easy choice, with a lot of fine athletes amongst you all. However, there could only be one winner. The 2020 Sports Award winner is a humble, quiet achiever who does not like the limelight. So I thought, why not get the winner up here, read out all their achievements, so they no longer have to be humble, but be proud of what they have achieved. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the Lumen Christi Catholic College Sports Award for 2020 as Kiana Willie-Blaine. Have a seat. Come over here. Say hello to Carroll, Mike. This is just a small overview of some of Kiana's achievements over the 6 years here at Lumen, with most of them stemming from a pointy stick that she first picked up and threw at the College Athletics Carnival back in 2015. Kiana has represented the college in soccer, AFL, basketball, and of course athletics. She was an integral part of the athlete development program for 3 years. In 2017, and at the age of 15, Kiana was selected to represent the Canberra Goulburn and Wagga Dyson for soccer in the women's open team. For that, we have a little dio pin for you.
Oh, thanks.
In the same year, Kiana became an Australian invitational representative, travelling to Canada to compete for her nation in athletics. She currently holds 7 Lumen Christi athletics records and was named age champion 5 times. Kiana holds 10 athletics records at Dyson level in shot put, discus, javelin, and along with multiple age champions. She's gone on to represent the Dyson at New South Wales CCC Athletics 5 times, and she currently holds 3 state records for javelin and 3 age champions in 2016, 17 and 19. From 2016 to 2019, Kiana has competed at the Australian All Schools Championship in her lucky number 16. Here she accumulated a bronze, silver and gold medal in javelin. For the first time in Lumen Christi history, we are going to retire the number 16 in honour of your achievements. In 2019, she ranked 2nd in Australia in the under-18s javelin and was selected to represent Australia for the 2nd time in the Oceania Championships, where she received bronze medal. In 2019 became even bigger for Kiana as she was named Sports Person of the Year for the Bega Valley Shire. With all these accolades, it comes as no surprise that in 2019 as well, Kiana was nominated and became the worthy recipient of the very prestigious New South Wales CCC Blue Sporting Award. It took a lot of colouring in. This Catholic Education Award has been around for 23 years and acknowledges the best of the best in their chosen sport. Kiana received this for her dedication, commitment and achievement in athletics. She is now one of only 4 Canberra Goulburn students to ever receive this award. Her passion for sport outside of school has also been extended to basketball, soccer and AFL, where she has represented the far south coast on numerous occasions and has recently finished the 2020 AFL season. There are a lot of great memories I'll never forget about Kiana, from her superstition of competing in number 16, being concussed numerous times in Year 7 PDHPE after racking up multiple balls to the head. The determination and attitude displayed on a basketball court. If you can't go around them, just go through them. And one of my personal favourites was a bloopers section that I witnessed in one of her PDHPE assignments, where I saw a dancing, flamboyant, hip-hop, stand-up comedian Kiana. Not the usual. Putting all that aside, there is something we can learn from Kiana. She may not like the centre stage, be in the spotlight, or even be modest of her achievements, but she is someone who strives to be their best, displays sportsmanship, demonstrates commitment, and is always supportive, loyal, and reliable to those around her. All great attributes for a young adult. I would go on, however, I think it's fair to say that Kiana's passion and achievement in sports makes her a worthy recipient, and we wish her all the best for her future sporting endeavours. And just maybe, we may see her in the Paris Olympics in 2024 or Los Angeles in 2028. Please put your hands together for Kiana.
That's a hard act to follow. But follow it, Mrs. Hibbert must, with the Cultural Award.
Should have bought props.
To excel in the creative arts, you need artistic intelligence, an exceptional work ethic, and a flexible and resilient attitude. Success does not come easily, and performers understand that great artists are like great athletes. They train from a young age and spend decades refining and perfecting their crafts. This year, the Cultural Award could have gone to any number of talented artists. Emma Plasios and Jade Fleuris are exceptional visual artists. Georgia Bryan could easily have been chosen for her spectacular contribution to acting. Likewise, Annalise Petrowski and Julia Cullenward deserve special mention for their skills in the performing arts, as do Lucy Little, Luca Zeno, Scarlett Morrow, Paris Martin, Lily Butler Woolard. I could go on and on. But you will not see this year's recipient receiving applause under the bright stage lights. They aren't the best well-known actor or the most renowned singer. They have, however, played an absolutely vital role in every major and minor college performing arts event over the last 6 years. They have attended literally hundreds of hours of rehearsals, both in school and in our community. They have performed in our college band, in a number of musicals, and for community events such as the Four Winds, Eden Whale Festival, and for the South Coast Jazz and Concert Bands. The recipient of the 2020 Cultural Award is Emma Piccioni.
Well done, Emma. I'd now invite Mr. Rodder forward to present the All-Rounder Award.
It is my pleasure to announce the All-Rounder Award for 2020. The criteria of this award looks at the academic application, attitude, personal conduct, leadership and sports participation. This year's All-Rounder goes to someone, I feel anyway, has been a little bit unrecognised by the major awards or leadership roles. This student has contested for both house and school captaincy. Whilst unsuccessful, they had the guts to contend, and that's certainly admirable. And the students certainly enriched the pool of applicants. We have been privileged to hear the beautiful voice and instrumental ability of this student, and I believe every single year at Lumen's Got Talent, as well as at many house meetings where the student has performed without complaint and sometimes with just minutes' notice. Academically, every single one of her teachers has acknowledged her today with awards. On top of this, the student is an outstanding athlete, placing or outright winning in the cross country every year. She is also a superb AFL player, playing locally and has been rep chosen, where she was commuting to Canberra every single Wednesday for rep. Then again, maybe her mother should be getting this award. This student always participates, but also always actually contests. I've never seen her just walk like a distance event, a distance running event. Her all-rounderness unfortunately doesn't quite take her to swimming, a bit disappointed there, but she still gets her togs, cozies, swimmers, not bathing suit, on and participates in every single swimming carnival. She cares for her peers, younger students, younger siblings, which she has many, and is truly deserving of this award. I really could keep going. The 2020 All-Rounder recipient was chosen by many, but I've been lucky enough to have her in my PC. Yes, we see you, lovely Butler Willard, we see you.
Take it easy, Lily. I almost had an emotion. The next award is the Unique Contribution Award, and I would ask Mrs. Rawlins Cook to present.
Okay, it's my pleasure to announce the Unique Contribution Award. The Unique Contribution Award is given to a student who absolutely excels in their chosen field. They have achieved acclaim and recognition at the very highest level. They've shared their talent with us on numerous occasions and are renowned for their humility, kindness and willingness to serve. It is impossible to describe this student without giving the game away. He has performed in numerous college musicals and performing arts events. He has accompanied the male choir on their various tours and has wowed us at every recent talent quest. In the community, he works alongside the region's best professional musicians. He's performed at the Four Winds as an accompanist for Spirit Allegro, Heartsong Choral Choir and for the Bega Valley Youth Choir. It's been a great honour to share his talents over the past 6 years. The winner of the Unique Contribution Award is Luca Zeno.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlins Cook. Well done, Luca. The next award is the Paul Carroll Service Award, and I'd ask Ms. Batista, please, to come forward.
I'm very glad I'd had a break. Thank you, Mrs. Rawlins Cook, for standing up between Mr. Rodder and I, because by the end of his speech, I was having what Mr. Wells calls an emotion. So, I'm okay. It's my great privilege to present the Paul Carroll Service Award. Paul Carroll was the founding principal of Lumen Christi, and this award recognises a student who gives back to the school and to the wider Lumen Christi community. A search back through school records tells the story of a student who's acted with kindness and compassion for the good of others since arriving at Lumen in 2015. There were many entries about community service, visits to Bimbimbi, Imlay House, assisting with German exchange students performing music everywhere, being an active and generous member of the social justice advocates, and assisting with the SJA refugee weekends. More tellingly, most of this student's service was behind the scenes, such as giving countless unseen hours to setting up and pulling down productions. This is a student who genuinely cares about others, making the world a better place without seeking recognition, praise or applause. She's a gentle, humble, highly creative individual who seeks to help others without seeking personal reward. She embodies the spirit of St Mary MacKillop, who never saw a need without doing something about it. She is no saint herself, though, as her parents would well understand. She's sometimes her own worst enemy, but her family, and especially her parents, Jackie and Scott, can be very proud of raising a child who's a great force for good in our world. She also makes the best coffee in Tathra and makes sure that I have a lovely day every time she hands me over a flat white. The 2020 recipient of the Paul Carroll Service Award was also our 2019 Service Portfolio Captain. Congratulations, Charlotte Lipsham.
And that comes with a big virtual hug from me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Charlotte. I can tell you one thing for a fact, Rod. Charlotte, I know how proud your father is of you. And the final award is the Light of Christ Award, and I would ask Mr. Giles to present.
The Light of Christ Award acknowledges outstanding Christian leadership by a student across a number of years. It's an award that is highly regarded in the college as it recognises something that is largely unmeasurable, and that's character. And I'm going to call up the winner of this award, and then we will unfold some of the reasons why this person is the winner. And so the 2020 Light of Christ Award goes to Lucy Little. Lucy has truly lived our school motto to be the light of Christ. Our 2020 scriptural theme, live in harmony with one another, is also evident in many of her projects. Lucy has contributed substantially to our college, becoming involved in a range of important initiatives. She is a committed activist on social justice issues. Her 2019 film on Aussie Cruise received great acclaim, and she is an active member of the SJAs. Lucy has applied herself rigorously to her HSC studies, placing first in 3 subjects and top in a handful of other of her subjects. She's done this while leading the college as school captain through an unsettling and turbulent year.
Having been identified for her contribution, inspiration, character and achievement, I'm very pleased on behalf of the college to give this award, the Light of Christ Award for Christian Leadership, to a young woman who has left both a spiritual and cultural legacy to Lumen, and who I suspect will continue to make substantial contributions to her communities throughout her life. Congratulations, Lucy. Well, the table's bare, so we must be finished. As you prepare to part with us today, I'd just like to explore a couple of simplified but fairly important ideas. We wish you well on your journeys ahead. You may have heard us say that your results won't define you, or that your HSC is not the be-all and end-all. And that may be true. And these things might only be brief moments in your long lives, so the results don't have to be defining. What you do in the next little while, though, may in fact be the thing that is definitional. You've heard Mr. Wells speak on a number of occasions about what it might be like on the day that your results are released. And he often says you shouldn't be making excuses then. What happens between now and your exams may well be definitional. How you put your head down and study, how you prioritise your commitments, how you manage your relationships, how you include your friends. There is a balance in all of this, and your approach should become part of a lifelong discipline and perspective for these things. Focus, family, friends, and justified priorities. We've long talked with you of your character and the importance of developing yours. And perhaps you recall the many ways in which we have asked you to define yourselves and to claim your identity over these past years in your classes and retreats and excursions and sports and service projects. So as you go out today, we might ask again, who do you say you are? And who do other people say you are? In these two questions, we hope that you find the balance between the person that you hope to be and the person that other people encounter when they meet you. We have always taken seriously the question of who you are and what you can be. Our starting point has always been theological and perhaps also scientific, understanding that the first moment in creation was the light. We truly believe that each of you carries that genesis of creation as a spark to be nurtured and a flame to be kindled. You are responsible for how brightly that flame burns. What you do matters, and what you do in the coming weeks matters preeminently. At Lumen we say, you are the light of the world, shine your light. It's not just a handy saying, but a directive. If we want a world that is fair, just, harmonious, environmentally responsive and community-minded, then we are the ones who have to do it, and you are the ones tasked to do this work. When you shine your unique light, then you overcome the darkness of greed, distrust, pride and corruption. Thanks for your time with us. Come and visit often. Be good. Be the light of Christ. Amen.
Could I invite every Year 11 staff member and parent at home, parent at home, would you all stand, and we are going to bless our graduates. All right. Gracious God, gracious and caring God, our source of light. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon these graduates as we send them forward. May they strive towards excellence in all that they do. May they celebrate and lift up all those around them. May their voices rise up to pronounce peace and justice in the world. May they find bliss in future endeavours and adventures. May their achievements grow and enrich their communities. May they discover holiness in the midst of life's blessings as well as life's challenges. May they conduct their life's works with exceptional skill and integrity, firm in the knowledge that at all times they are the light of Christ. And let's bless ourselves all together for their last time as a whole cohort, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you. Well done.
All right, thank you. Year 11. Year 11. Year 11, you might like to make an appropriately socially distanced passage for the Year 12s to walk through out the back there.